Live.
Why, hello.
Yeah.
We're the Dreadies. We're going to be playing DreadLore today. Hi, everyone. Everyone should say hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
So we're playing DreadLore. That's LORE. It's a tabletop role-playing game, and you can find it and I'll do that later. That's just the system we're playing. The game we're playing, the campaign, the story, it's called The Red Writ.
The Red
Yeah,
Writ.
The Red Writ. It is a horror investigation, kind of film noir-esque game set in 1980s Detroit. And think Call of Cthulhu, think your worst nightmare. And that's what these fellas are getting into. Right. Let's talk about the cast. Who's on? And not your characters. Not your characters. Who are you? Tell us about yourselves. Just a little bit. We'll start with Drizzle.
I'm Drizzle. Just got off of a 1.5 month long haunted house second job thing. That's why I
Sexy.
wasn't here last week. We were super busy, and I've got a lot of sleep debt. Got a lot of sleep debt to get caught up on.
We'll forgive you this time.
Yeah.
Yep. And Andrea?
Yeah, I'm everything and nothing. I kind of do, I kind of do a lot of, all the things. Like I like crafting, and I like playing with weapons, and yeah, doing like physical sports and gaming and just a little bit of everything. Although I'm not particularly good at anything, so maybe maybe I'll have to like intersplice things to make them interesting and practical.
I like that. I do everything, but I'm not good at any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Hulker.
My name's Daniel, and I hope to one day become a professional GeoGuessr player.
Ken.
My name is Ken, and I hope to learn someday what a professional GeoGuessr player is. And I run all this stuff in the background. Hey, everybody. That's the magic production angle that I added. Anyway.
Right.
Me.
So, hey, thanks to the music, we got some all lowercase letters. You can check them out on everywhere, Spotify, Instagram, etc. Also, Mr. Interrupt, whom you figure out where that is because he's everywhere too. Thanks to Couchfire Media, aka Mr. Ken, for the media and production and all the effects and artworks. Thanks to Trois Productions, you get a point if you know how to pronounce it, if you see it. Who is our sponsor for the night?
Today's sponsor is Soap Scum. Mr. Arbiter, sir, there's this yucky stuff called soap scum that you might see in the bathtub or the sink.
Uh-huh.
It's just what happens when soap gets lazy and decides to stick around after it's done cleaning. Soap is super good at making all the dirt and oil go away, but the soap doesn't always go down the drain. Sometimes it likes to hang out with some minerals in the water, and that is called hard water. That's water that has a lot of minerals and calcium, like magnesium. Or, anyways, these minerals, when they get together, they get sticky and make this gray stuff that clings to the walls of your bathtub or shower. That is soap scum. If you let it stick around too long, it becomes mold and mildew. That's why you need to clean it when you see it.
Thank you, Soap Scum. We appreciate you. You're ubiquitous. It's true. It's true. You have to clean the shower. What'd you say?
I mean, like, some people don't have hard water problems.
Yeah, so now I'm interested. Hard water. Is that hard water when it's water mixed with soaps and minerals? Or are you saying hard water?
Hard water is water that has minerals. I
see.
believe it has certain minerals dissolved within it.
I see. I thought that was just water.
No, it's more common
No.
in certain areas around the country.
Yeah.
If
I
you
want
look,
my water to be hard, you know what I'm saying?
if you're looking at the stream, there's a lot of hard water staying around the bathtub, so I could visualize some soap scum. So there it is. Thanks, soap scum.
Thanks, soap scum. Right. So if you like what just happened, you're really gonna like our stream. And the absolute chaos and random. I think we need to do a little bit of a recap. Huh? But first, we're gonna start the game. Yeah. So we're now gonna start the game. We're changing up our intro a little bit. The game is starting now.
And if you're watching,
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh.
I hear everything. Right. So you all might notice that there are commercials on the game. In the event that you subscribe to the Twitch channel, there will be no commercials. PSA. Right. Let's do a little bit of a recap from last session. Not the Halloween special session. That was Home Sweet Home, which was an excellent game run by Mr. Ken. No. Session prior to that, the Red Writ. What happened? We'll say we'll go around. What's one or two things that your guys' characters did last session? And where did we leave off with your character? So a couple things you did, and where did we leave off? We'll start with Leah.
I'd say that's fair. So Leah kind of went all John Wick on
That ass.
on the characters. Yeah. She initiated a confrontation with the people inside the house with oh shoot. Now I'm having trouble remembering their names.
Because they have wacky names.
That's
There was the commandant who you blew
Yeah.
his brains out. There was Lady
I did.
Callie. There was Loretta
Lady Callie,
Levon.
and Loretta
And-
Levon, yeah.
There was some doctor guy that you shot and killed.
I mean,
You didn't
yeah,
find out his name.
I killed at least 2 people so far, so you know.
You know, casual.
And I also poisoned. Well, I didn't poison her, but I dosed Loretta Levon with some nightshade, and got her to start telling me things, to the confusion of the commandant, and got her to confess that that not only the other girl got away, but they were planning on using my daughter as a replacement, which has pretty much at least in Leah's mind she kind of signed her own death warrant with that one. So where we left Leah off was she was chasing Loretta Levon into presumably the basement, with the full intent of just straight up killing her. So yeah.
Right. So this is this pretty much par for the course for Leah.
Yeah.
And this is all at the Buttes.
Yes.
Right. How about Hulker and your character, Toni?
Toni went to the hotel with everyone else, and Toni was able to pull Mariah, along with Simon, out of the room with Mariah's father. And
who was having an episode, I believe.
Yeah, he was having one of those crazy episodes, and we had to reassure Mariah that maybe her father will get better, and this will. Oh yeah. You know.
You were convincing.
Yeah. And pretty sure, I think I don't know if it was that session or another one, but I started to read someone. Oh yeah, I started to read someone their last rites when we got away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was murder that happened in the car.
Yeah.
In the back of the Buick.
And then I think I got interrupted because dude wasn't dead.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go a little bit further on this. It was the not the bellhop, the love in
desk clerk.
Thank you. An elderly man. You guys seem to like beating the elderly in this game. This is a common. It's becoming a common thread. Anyway, you had him in the back of the car, and he had obviously taken something, some kind of drug, and his eyes allegedly went black, and he had a big demon voice, and so Nord stabbed him to death. Right. We'll get to that in a second. We'll just segue into Nord here in a moment. Where did we leave off with you, Toni? Because that is an interesting point.
I believe I got out of the car and probably covered in a bunch of weird substances from old dude.
Mm-hmm.
Probably at some point wondering if maybe that vow of poverty wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe it wasn't as oppressive as I thought it as I thought it was. You know, maybe the ignorant are better off not knowing what's going on. Maybe it's best that some things are just not meant to be known.
Did you?
Everyone else in the city seems to be getting along just fine.
Do you remember what happened when you went into the Butte's house? Shall I elucidate you?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, so you saw a whole bunch of murder happen.
That's right, yeah.
And
and I walked out, and people were looking at me, trying to. I think some cops saw me.
Yeah, it was 2 cops.
Yeah,
and
I remember now.
And Mrs. Swishy Pants of the neighborhood, Karen. And you heard a gunshot from inside the house, and that's when the cops and the Swishy Pants turned and looked at you, and your response was to duck behind the cars.
Yep.
In full view, to literally go and duck. Classic. Indeed. All right, we'll go over to Nord.
Nothing to see here. Yeah, Nord had a great time last time. He remembered going to visit Mariah's father. They had a lovely conversation about all sorts of different things, but decided to leave and bring Mariah with the party. And maybe it wasn't good to leave Mariah with her father because he was sick. and that was bad.
Yeah.
On the way to save Leah's ass, Nord witnessed this guy that I guess Simon pulled out of the hotel, because there were a lot of people that were sick in the hotel, and the person that Simon pulled out, we found that they were also sick and possessed, and so Nord murder killed him, and they were about to explode because Nord's mystical dirk knife was left in a little bit too long, and it has a heating setting, like a cauterize, and so that happened, and then they all went to the Annabelle's house and witnessed some more murdering going on. It was all well and good that the house didn't explode because there was a gas leak in the house. Nord made an attempt to kind of pull Leah out of a situation where she was hurt and stabbed many times.
Well, Leah wasn't stabbed; she was beaten up.
I thought she was stabbed by.
No. Lady
Levon.
Callie, not Lady Callie. Loretta Levon tried to, and Leah
failed.
used. Yeah, she used a ninja kick to disarm her.
Nice, good job. I mean, that's why we keep her around, because Leah's sort of a badass.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that happened, but I don't. You said 2 things. I feel like I did.
Yep, 2's good.
4 things. Yeah.
But where do we leave off with you?
I think Nord got really paranoid that Mariah might be kidnapped by Lady Callie,
Who had gone into the back.
Who'd gone into the back, and so he chased her out the back, and as that was happening, some mystical stuff was going on, and it seemed like they were abducting these children in the fog. It was very disturbing.
Yeah. And we'll segue into Simon, because where Simon ends up is in a very similar place. Simon, how about you go?
Yeah, so I grabbed the desk clerk and shot out the glass door of the hotel, threw him in the car, and took off driving. We got over there. I conned the commandant into coming to the door, and I kicked it in on him and knocked him down. Was fighting him when Leah killed him, and then Nord mentioned that Mariah had gone into the backyard, so he chased off after them. I went after him. We got back there and we saw Lady Callie reaching towards Mariah, and I yelled at Nord to grab Mariah, and I was running to tackle Lady Callie.
Yep. And you saw
what happened?
I
didn't think Mariah was out. I don't remember seeing. Maybe I was somewhere else when that happened.
Yeah, you didn't see Mariah. You saw Gabriella.
We saw Gabby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say Gabby was there.
There was the bait and switch.
Yeah.
It was you think it's one, but actually it's Gabriella.
I feel like that was better her than Mariah.
So, we're a bit in the montage, because you start DreadLore in the montage. In the event that you've got an advancement, you can go ahead and spend to gain stuff. This is still the same scene. All right.
Nice.
Still the same scene. So no healing and such. During this maintenance period, I want to say big thanks to the Patreon people. Nostalgic, newest patron, Tim Roberts, and Daniel Holker. You guys are allowing us to continue streaming and paying all the goodness for doing that. If you want to jump on it, it's DreadLore. So patreon.com/. Hey, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you're interested in the book, go to dreadlore.com or Linktree. You can connect with us all over the place. It's a good time. Good time. All right, now that that's out of the way. There's a gunshot that resounds in this massive house. This house, a mansion. It has one large staircase, winds up to the 3rd floor. There's another staircase, which you guys actually haven't seen. It kind of goes, it's more the servant quarter staircase. Wood of the finest quality, carved statues on the inside. In the backyard, this odd backyard, it goes on for about a quarter mile, and a straight shot. Think of it it's almost like a farm or an extended garden, but it's gloomy and heavily canopied, and it butts up against the Bald Hill Cemetery. There are weird statues out there. Some have been disfigured by a certain party member. There's fountains with goopy water that everyone's tried to taste. The backyard is also fenced in with a high 10, 12 foot tall wrought iron gate. So it's very cemetery-esque. Most of you are inside. It's not true. It's not true. I lied. Simon and Nord are outside. You are 100 feet from the house, but despite only being that far away, and despite it being during the day, I believe around 4 o'clock or at this point, it's as though it's a dusk or a twilight. Not only that, there's a dense fog all around you. Think of Night of the Living Dead. Weird shadows seem to play in it. It's difficult to know. Is it just an optical illusion? Is your mind playing tricks on you? Cobwebs, spiderwebs everywhere. It's the unkempt backyard. Dominating your vision in front of you, you see a luminescent figure. It seems, you can't really tell features, but it looks like a woman. She looks to be young, relatively tall, in an antiquated dress of some sort. The style of dress you don't immediately know, although perhaps you do, depending on how you bid and such. Nord, at this point, you're pretty certain, I would say, that this is the same image you saw at the very beginning of the game on Bell Island with the woman apparition. The woman has a cane and a brilliant white, or perhaps it's bone or pearl or something. And in front of her, coming very close to her, is Gabriella, this African-American 16-year-old who's all schoolgirl but gothed out. Think of private school, but she goes straight up goth. And she looks as though she's in a trance, slowly reaching up towards Lady Callie or the White Doe or whomever this woman is. On the inside of the house, it is a scene of gore, a crime scene. There's a couple dead dudes. One very finely dressed doctor. Think of a stereotypical doctor. He's got the monocle, although it's dropped out of his leg, his knee is in ruins from the most gnarly gunshot wound. Think of like a double-barrel shotgun, what that might do to a person. Blood is everywhere, caking the entire surface of that living room, soaked into the carpet, up into the furniture where there's upholstery and such. There's almost a haze from the humidity that the blood causes. and he's completely pale, lying face down. Not far away, towards the entrance of the home, where the door is ajar, this massive rich person wooden door. So it's like all an odd size. It's way too big, very thick, made of one piece of whatever wood is the most expensive, expertly carved. Lying on the inside, on his back, is the commandant, as he was known, a very large, muscular, not superhero muscular, just like strongman muscular, African American dude. He's wearing what might look like a butler's outfit, with a hat, and a quarter of his brain is splayed out behind him from the gunshot wound that Leah delivered. He has various other wounds as well, but that's the one you'd probably pay attention to. He lies there unmoving, blood still pooling from his head. Out front, there are several luxury cars. I actually wrote them down. Not that it necessarily matters, but it might matter. They are a Jaguar, a really sexy looking BMW, and a Corvette. Now you might say, why those? Because Bill doesn't know cars very well. I should have made one a Tesla, but it's the 1982s, so there ain't no Tesla in this era. There's also a fourth car, a Buick. Hey, Drizzle, what does Simon's Buick look like?
Oh, right now it's ragged looking. It's brown. It's got all these scratch marks down the side of it. The windows are rolled down because it still smells like puke and blood.
But
yeah. The back seat looks horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also that car. Ducked down in front of, we'll say, the Jaguar is Toni Tzerniak, ducking and covering. And across the street, this is a cul-de-sac, so across the street, just adjacent on the corner there, are two Detroit police officers, normal police officer clothes, and a woman wearing a full body swishy suit, who she's a 1980s Karen, standing there looking at the house and whatever the sound. Toni, you hear one of the cops, his radio go off, and you hear him start speaking into it, cop code, as Karen starts not screaming, she's just talking, but her shrill voice could act as screaming. And she's saying things like, "What's going on? Go do something. Aren't you going to do something about that?" And that blather as you immediately likely tune it out. One last thing. Well, two things. Upstairs on the second floor, the maid, forgot about her, didn't you? I didn't. Maid Vasquez stirs. Having been hit on the head, she slowly starts getting up. She's in the library, and she's looking around, dumbstruck, and she sees a vase that's fallen off. Ostensibly, it fell on her head and knocked her out, which is what she probably thinks. Behind the kitchen, there is a narrow corridor. It's an odd addition to the house. Leah, you probably didn't think about it at the time. Maybe you did. That's up to you. It would seem that this would go into either a mudroom of some sort, or perhaps a second pantry. But instead, you moved past those side rooms. Maybe smelled, some fruit and vegetables that was being stored. And you came to a large door that had a little peephole, or I should say a little peep section with bars over it. Very, very old school, almost reminding you perhaps of a dungeon or an old way of making houses. You note that the walls and floor are stone. And when you tried the door, it was locked. You looked in, there's a couple lights on. Think of Edison bulbs, color of light. And this is an antiquated looking pantry. It had several boxes and such. They were crate. Foodstuffs, more like a prepper would have. Like lots and lots of food, perhaps prepping for the big day. Oddly, off to the left, a stairwell that is taken directly out of a castle. Winding down, you obviously don't see where it goes because it winds beyond the wall. Stone, there's a sconce. And you saw Loretta Lavon turn as she's descending the stairs and see you following her. And she farts in your general direction and continues down. You had used your gun with magic bullets and shot the lock of this door. And I believe you bid for it, so it works. The lock, explodes, it seems. There's a hole where it is. That is the setup that we have right now. As is the montage, we'll go around briefly. What is your character thinking right now? We'll start with Nord.
Oh shit. I think Nord's thinking about taking a photograph of what he's saying of these people in the fog, and is relieved that he does not see Mariah standing in front of him.
Simon.
Simon is thinking, I'm gonna tackle this bitch.
Gabby or the other one?
The other one, because the other one's the one who's. Simon feels like he's found the head person, and he's going after them to take them out.
Toni.
Are these cops possessed like all the others?
You don't know. Oh, that's what you're questioning. Yeah, so that's running through your mind.
No, that's what's going through my mind.
Yep, I dig. And Leah.
There we go. Yeah, Leah is thinking that I'm gonna murder this bitch. Yep, that's what's on her mind right now.
Real quick out of game. 1, Leah, what's the name of your dog? Because the dog is awesome. He's so sleepy.
Her name is Piper. Yeah, she's a Pembroke Welsh Corgi.
Hi, Piper. She might become the stream dog. The dog stream. Into the
mascot.
Also, Nor, when you talk, sometimes there's a slight echo.
I believe it. I'm trying to fix that.
Although right now I don't hear it at all. Just so you're aware. That way later on you're not like, God damn it, and I'm like, dude.
It's all my fault. Yeah, no, it happens.
You're
the
good
magic of too many headphones.
That is running through all of your mind. Let's make a fate roll. Who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune?
Who's feeling lucky?
I will be false fortune.
Who's lucky?
I'll be lucky because nobody.
All right. So we got Toni as false fortune and Nord as fortune. For the chat, if you don't know what a fate roll is, it means whoever wins this is what happens. Fortune and false fortune. Here are the stakes. A thunder peal. Lightning. Your all's the hair on the backs of your necks raise immediately. Something deep within you stirs in a bad way, like uncoils in your colon. You have felt this before. This has happened before. When the deluge began just a day or two ago, when the out of nowhere hurricane happened on Bell Island, something unnatural, something from the deep recesses of perhaps your nightmares or the ocean is coming. Or is it? Thunder peal happens. Do the floodgates open or not? This is the stakes. You may roll.
What did you get?
8.
Oh, wow. I got a 22.
Nice. All right. As there's a pause, outside, Toni, you hear Karen and the two cops scream in unison. It's a chorus. There's 3 of them. It's like full on G minor. As windows break around. Also, I don't know if car alarms were a thing at this time, but these are really fancy cars as their car alarms go off. Ding, 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 ding. Really loud in your face. Moments later stopping. As you sort of, Toni, pop your head up looking over, still hidden, you notice that all 3 of them have hit the deck. Maybe one of the cops actually grabbed the Karen and threw her into the dirt to get down from whatever just happened. There's an eerie silence. In the back, when that thunderclap happens, the figure in front of you, bright light, as you are blinded momentarily. On the inside, Leah, as the doors start to, the lock falls off, clang, and maybe you're about to go through, glam! All the lights go out in the house. Dark for a moment, your eyes have to adjust, and when the lights come back on, Loretta Levon is gone. There's an odd odor. Perhaps it's ozone. There's an uneasiness that actually, for a moment, brings you to your senses out of your rage. Just for a moment. It's up to you where you go with this. But you feel, or you can sense, I should say, something in the air. Something almost happened, but it didn't. All right. Now we go into the dread. 4. Simon and Nord, you may make reaction rolls or bid to not be blinded.
Did we we didn't get any traits back?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure. Verifying.
Yep. This is a bitter throwdown, so you just need 1 success.
I will throw down.
I'm going to.
Go on.
I'm gonna bid distant because maybe I'm just far enough away that it doesn't blind me.
Bidding distant. You just sort of squint your eyes through it. It burns your eyes. You can feel like your entire eyeball, but you push through it. This is the world action. You guys are in round, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're going to do you all at once. Anyone spend cunning?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Dropping cunning, Because you're dropping cunning, I'll give you a sense of what is about to happen, or what the antagonists perhaps are doing. Leah, you hear movement from behind you, not directly behind you, from the kitchen or the room, maybe coming down the stairs or something. There's someone in the house moving towards you. Toni, you hear at least one of the cops approaching the house. Nord, Simon, you see Gabriella getting closer to the figure, to the White Doe, as she is known, and now she is reaching out her hand to grasp Gabriella's hand. As you guys have been cunning, what are you all doing? Decide your order.
I can go last.
All right.
I got some things.
I think, if you don't mind, I'll go before you, Nord.
Do it.
Okay. I'm going to bid my motto, which I've yet to bid this game, and it is called "Make 'em Pay."
Good.
And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to football tackle the White Doe, or at least that's what my plan is. I'm going as quiet as I can, running as fast as I can, just to hit them full force.
Yep, you were full on sprint, beeline. Yeah, there's no stopping you. So, what do you bid?
My motto: make 'em pay.
Oh yeah, indeed. Right. So you'll need to throw down. As I don't have dice because I'm a really good gamer, we'll have Nord throw me a D10, and Simon you're not Simon. Toni, throw me a D10. I do like how Holker went for it, even though I said Simon.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Sorry.
4.
All right. Simon, you throwing down as you were going so fast. It's like that fishbowl effect. If this was an anime, there'd be lines like speed lines going around you as you barrel past Nord, closing the distance, barely hitting your footfalls. Rocks and debris kicking up behind you, Nord, as you feel some of them pelt your leg. Maybe even Simon has a low growl you've never heard from him as he goes to bulldoze this frail-looking woman. She turns, looking over her shoulder. Simon, threshold is 7.
Yeah, I've used all my proficiencies.
For the chat, that is stupid high.
I'm going to spend a breath and hit
Boom!
limbo.
There it is. Very good use of breath. Breath makes you go directly to limbo, regardless of whatever you've done. Whatever you've done. Right. When you spend breath, something within you changes. It could be physical, it could be spiritual, the weight of the world. You essentially age is the idea. This is something we haven't really played with, but it is in the book. Roll a d10, Simon. And this will not be on your character sheet because I didn't put it there. But you'll need a place to put tallies. This is just anywhere. Make a little note. This is tied to your period of life. And the idea is when you get so many of these tallies, you actually go up a period of life. You age is the idea.
Okay. So I rolled a 3. Is that 3 tallies?
Yep. When you get to 10, your period of life. I'm sorry, when you get to 20, your period of life goes up.
20.
Yep.
Okay.
Which isn't the worst thing. It actually gives you more traits.
Yeah.
And deranged. Limbo. How about we have you describe what happened, and I'll fuck with it.
Okay. So I'm running as hard as I can to take out this older lady with a cane. As I get close to her, my foot slips a little, and so I don't clock her full like I was going to. Like I was gonna hit her like right in the middle of the back, but I don't because I slipped right at the last moment. So instead, my shoulder hits the back of her shoulder. And so I don't take her down into like a grapple like I was trying to, but I end up still hitting her and spinning her around maybe
Like a
as
football player.
as I stumble past. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to roll damage. It is halved since it's limbo. No big deal. Typically with damage, it's a D4.
Okay.
But I liked how Ken ran physical damage. So we're going to actually do that. We're going to try it out for a little while. We'll do a little play testing. So what is your brawn? Roll that.
Okay, that's a D6.
Yep. So roll the D6.
And that's a 3.
I'm going to give you a
On the
chaos die on top of that. Regardless of what you roll, it will deal damage, but a 1 will do a mishap.
Okay, so that's a total of 5 on the die. And
All right.
since it's physical, I don't add anything, right?
Correct. So 5
Okay.
on your D6, and then roll your chaos die.
No, that was together.
Oh, okay. 5 total.
Yep.
So
total.
that is 3 on the White Doe. How dare you? She says, as somehow maybe does she say it? Is it in your mind? Surely she said it. It's a very calm voice as you clock God out of her shoulder. She is 90 pounds as she spins comically, wrapped up in her own gown. This close, you see that her gown is actually not white. It's multicolored, and it's fashioned of some weave. It looks ancient, like an ancient technique, maybe reminding you of, something you saw on the History Channel. It wraps up. She lifts off the ground and flies a good 3-4 feet, rolling. She maintains a grip on her cane as it clatters around, and you just hurt a woman. As you stumble, and the limbo will be you go to your knees, maybe scraping up your elbows and such, though you have your jacket. So maybe your jacket's like scraped up and such. All right. Who else goes?
I was pulling my because I guess the mist is out. It's misty.
Oh
And
yeah, it's
is
not.
it-
It's foggy, man.
Is it looking really surreal? Am I tripping? Do I see anything? You said that she was glowing.
She seemed to be glowing.
Is she still glowing after?
Yeah, she is.
Honestly,
She's still luminescent.
honestly, seeing all of this, Nord tries to time it weirdly perfectly as Simon goes and football tackles this 90-year-old woman. He's taking a picture of that, so I'm gonna bid my camera. And because it's
you strike a pose.
Yeah, because it's
It's like a wide angle, like you over here, like the big camera.
And with the filter
slows down.
with the filter on it, because when I took the photo before of her glowing, it was washed out.
Yeah.
So I got the filter
You
on.
thunk a filter on there really quick.
To make it a little bit darker, and hopefully catch some elements of the girls in the background as well.
Yeah. So we'll have you throw down just to see how well you do. You get this picture. Question is, do you get 2 or more successes? That'll give you a narrative point.
And do I get an extra die because I bid my camera trait?
Yes.
All right, cool. That is 4 successes.
We're also going to give you a mishap die.
And I got flare. And I rolled a 4, so that's 5 successes.
Nice, excellent. So you got a narrative point, you got flare, so you can return efficiency or a trait, and you get 5 successes, which is crazy. You'll get, we'll say, 2 photos. You're like Legolas with this goddamn thing. You don't know what's on them, but write down photo of White Doe, photo of the Lost.
Gotcha.
If you read the DreadLore book, you know who the Lost are. All right, Leah, it's on you.
Okay. Leah looks around in this pantry or whatever real quick and looks and sees if there is a bag of flour.
Will someone roll me a D6? And Leah, tell high or low. Could be a D12, doesn't matter.
Low.
It is low.
Yeah, you look over, you see a big old bag of flour.
All right. Leah will
It says
actually
flour.
grab that.
Okay,
Leah will actually grab.
Go on.
Leah will grab that and heft it on her shoulder. She'll actually probably put the pistol in her waistband, and then with the only good arm she has, she'll heft that on her shoulder.
Like a thug. We'll say that this is. I was thinking of 100-pound, but since that's what you wanted to do, we'll say it's like a 20-pound bag. So it's something you can pretty easily do. Good point, by the way. You are very injured. I'll give you a narrative point for actually remembering that. Yeah, Leah, as you're moving over and you grab that bag, favoring your arm. I believe it's your left arm that's messed up, is it not?
Yeah.
No, it's your right. It's your right.
Yeah.
Wow, can't remember. I remember he slammed you this way. I think he came up from behind. It's your left arm as he slammed you into the refrigerator. You can assess, because you've been in combat before, what's kind of going on. Like, you probably have some internal bleeding. It's not presently life-threatening, you would guess. Definitely some cracked ribs. You don't think your arm is broken, but it's sprained. The elbow, potentially the shoulder, is out of place. Yeah, that's pretty much what you got going on.
So if Leah suspects that her shoulder is out of place, she'll actually it's hard to describe how to do it because I know how to do it, but
you pop it back into place.
Yeah, so she'll lean up against the wall and try and find the right position to pop it back into place.
Yeah, what do you bid to do that?
For that, I'll bid my demeanor. No, actually, no, I'll bid my motto for this one. It is what it is.
It is what it is. As you don't need to throw down, you bid. You've done this before. As you feel the pain as well as the relief of your shoulder going back into place, and you have a bag. There's not much more you can do on this turn, but you can move around. You can still talk and whatnot. What else do you want to do?
I'll start heading down the stairs where I saw not Lady Callie, Loretta Levon going.
As you start going around, are you being cautious or are you just going?
No, I'm just going for it. I mean, I'll look at I will be cautious in the sense that I'm looking. I'm trying to be aware of my environment, because I kind of suspect that there might be some kind of trap down here, but I'm not going slowly.
Yeah, you're not being reckless. As you put your back perhaps to the far wall, going around spiral staircase like in a turret in a dungeon.
Is this a left spiraling staircase or a right spiraling staircase?
It's going around clockwise.
Okay.
As in, you're going to be going down.
Okay, so she'll actually put the pistol in her left hand to give her that extra millisecond of, yeah.
Yep. As you position the pistol in your left hand, you kind of have to favor the elbow, because you literally can't lift the pistol without bidding for it and such. But you've got it there. You got your back against the wall and you're moving down. Not slowly, but still being careful. As you get down several steps, just like going into a full basement, the humidity changes. It gets cold. There's more humidity down here. You hear the distant sound, perhaps people talking. Definitely a footfall run jogging away from you. As you get about halfway down the steps, you see where it terminates into a wide, squat, perhaps a cellar that is a corridor, it looks like, that goes down straight. This is... it's difficult to orient yourself, but you might guess in the direction of the Bald Hill Cemetery. When the lights blink, they come back on, but you realize how dark it is down here. All right, that's the cunning round. Antagonists. Above you, Leah, you hear movement coming towards the stairwell. Outside, Toni, one of the policemen, is running up in between the cars towards the house. You get a reaction. You can either bid or throw down to get out of the way, out of sight, or to attempt to do something, because he is moving directly past you.
I am going to bid. I'm going to bid too much time in the seminary stacks. I know how to hide in between.
It's so dark. It's so dark. What were you doing in the seminary stacks, Toni?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
Probably asleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, describe how you get out of the way.
So, there's a bush, and right next to it is a tree, and a
tree bush.
Yes.
Wall. Yep. And
so I duck behind it.
You get into the bush.
Well, I try to go behind the tree, thinking, oh, there's nothing. It's not going to work. But there's actually a cavity under there where maybe the roots should be. Surprisingly large.
Yeah.
And I'm able to duck. And it's dark enough, and it just so happens I'm wearing very dark colored clothes.
Yeah, I dig it. You Frodo Baggins it. I'm gonna give you a trait, Frodo Baggins, and you hide from the Nazgul cops. As you slide on your belly, and scuttlebutt your way into these roots, into this old tree that's sort of wrapped up and wound.
It's almost dead.
Maybe it's been cut away from the house several times, but it won't die, as it becomes your surrogate womb. Yeah, you see the police officer kind of look down momentarily at where you were, and then look back up. He draws his weapon and goes into the house. You hear the door. Perhaps, Toni, you're waiting for a yell or a scream because you know what's on the other side of that door. But there's silence. Roll sanity. This would be your mind and action, the D10. Threshold on this is 1. As you find yourself waiting to hear something, but you hear nothing.
I got a 1.
As you hit limbo, you might find yourself getting nervous, wondering, you're not fixated necessarily, but you're wondering what's happening in there. Why isn't he doing anything? Simon and Nord. The woman, who seems to be luminescent, perhaps the trick of the eye, perhaps it's light, ambient light reflected off the water, that pool of water. When I say pool, I always think of a swimming pool. This is like a little trench moat type thing that goes at much of the backyard. And then on down is the creepy statue with the wide bowl. Perhaps it's light reflected off of that. Nord, I mean, she was glowing. Simon, it's up to you. But she seems to dim a little bit. You still see her clothing, the weird clothing. Now it's all like wrapped in leaves and such. She's 5-6 feet away from you, Simon. She kind of groans and lifts herself up weakly. You see, she's an old woman. Her elbow strained against the ground, shaking, as she's trying to right herself. Her hair is all down, in a mess, leaves in it and crap. Gabriella, in between Simon and Nord. So Nord, you're back here with your camera. Simon, you're on the ground, having sort of eaten shit after hitting the White Doe. Gabriella, you turn, you see her, and it's all foggy. She opens her mouth as if to say, what's going on? She's shaking her head as you hear a and she fades into the mist. Is she walking back into it? It's almost enveloping her, and she's moving away from you. Before you know it, she's just a silhouette, maybe 15, 20 feet away. It's hard to tell. Whispers in the dark. Thunder overhead, almost distant. Both of you may make sanity rolls. Threshold on this, as it is quite visceral, will be 2.
Is it wits or mind?
Mind.
Mind.
There's a false widow spider. I looked it up. I was like, that its thorax has what looks like a skull on it.
It's a cool spider.
Yeah,
I am a fan of all spiders, so
I'm not going to kill it.
Probably a helpful spider.
We've had a conversation, it and I. It knows what not to do.
It knows
right, what'd you guys
because I got 3 successes.
Boom. Clean success. 2 for Simon.
I also rolled a 10.
Oh, nice. Good on you for the flare. As Nord, how does your brain deal with what just happened?
Well, I think what happened really is that he was looking through the lens of his camera. So
fair.
It's that there's a piece of glass between him and what's happening. And I think that because there's that disconnect, he knows that, you can fake a lot of things out, and you can only see so much, and so he
It's
didn't really
literally
get the
smoke and mirrors going on.
yeah.
And
He
in
didn't get the
fact,
whole
we'll give
picture.
you a trait, which is smoke and mirrors.
Oh, nice.
However you would like to use. Uh, Simon, how does your brain deal with this, what you have just witnessed?
It's just the fog encroaching. It's surpassed her to where
We're gonna give you a trait. It's actually gonna be a flaw since you hit. It will be the fog's approaching, or something like in the fog. If you want something nice and horror.
Okay.
As you both still feel the fog and the it's not suffocating. It's mildly claustrophobic and creepy. It's a cemetery at night filled with fog. It's very easy for your brain to run amok on you at this point.
Well, last time didn't you say we had obscured because of the fog?
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. You can still see each other. You see Lady Callie trying to get up as she actually falls back down onto a, and you hear her wince in pain. And that is the antagonist. Player turn.
Is it on us still?
Now it's on you guys.
What are you doing, Simon? That is an old woman. I don't care how terrible she is.
I told you to grab the girl. Not your camera.
Oh, what have you? I think my hip.
Who are you? You're Lady Callie, right?
She turns.
I've been looking for you.
Yes. As she. Whoa! What is happening? Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on with Andrea. I just saw skin. I was like, something's going down. As yeah, she slowly is trying to get up, and she seems out of.
Detain her. I'll grab Gabriella.
Detain her with what? I'm not a cop. I just want to talk to her. I just want to find out more of what's going on. She's not going to run away. I mean, this woman is not a tough-looking woman. I think you can take her. I think we're fine. She's not going to run anywhere. I mean, as for Gabby, yeah, Gabby, come back. I mean, come on.
I'm heading into the fog after Gabby, because you said I could still see her silhouette, so I'm heading towards her.
Yep. What do you bid to get there?
I'm gonna bid a flaw. It's called Reach For. It's my flaw that's assigned to my flask.
Oh, nice.
So
I like that. As you reach for your flask, open it and realize it's empty. So you still get the benefits of it, but it's a flaw. So you realize you've not refilled it. As maybe you get like a drop and put that away. As you're moving towards the silhouette, you see it's like she's backing away from you a little bit faster than you're moving as you start jogging towards her, perhaps. There's some stones and such that actually are clipping your feet. They're not boulders per se, but you're actually having to kind of like scramble a little bit to get up there. As you see it, well, she's not backing away, she's walking away, and you get to the gate, and she's in the trees out that way with the fog receding.
Gabby, slow down. I'm trying to help. And I go
as it seems like she does. Maybe even turning, looking over her shoulder. What do you say to her?
We're here to help you and get you away from these crazy people. To make sure you're safe.
You already have. I think her voice is distant. Where am I?
You're behind the Butte's house.
You see her starting to fade, like into vapor, like she's not there. But in this moment, you are talking to her. She's talking back to you.
Where do you think you are?
I think I'm free of it. I think they didn't get me. Something in your stomach, Simon, the pit of your stomach. You felt this before. You've been on the case many times. There's an image in your mind. You think you might know where Gabriella is. There's a warehouse you know. It's near where you were going to meet Idaway. For some reason, maybe a gut feeling. You remember that photo? You start putting it together. You think maybe she's there. That's where she would have gone to hole up. And this all weird, but maybe it was just a hunch. It's up to you how you deal with it.
Okay.
She is gone.
I turn around and start heading back.
What are you doing, Nord?
I'm talking to Lady Callie.
She's trying to get up. She's kind of moaning. Why have you attacked me?
I haven't attacked you. That was a friend of mine.
She
I
struggles to get up.
I didn't know he was gonna do that. Are you okay?
No, young man, you... She measures her temper. She kind of falls back down again and just sort of sits defeated on the ground with her cane. No, I cannot get up. I think my hip is...
Yeah, that was a pretty
injured.
nasty fall. I think we've all been pretty crazy here. We think you're trying to abduct these young women and potentially murder them. And I just wanted to know, is that what you're doing?
She looks at you. She's staring at you. How close to her are you?
Probably about 10 feet. I'm a little afraid of her, but
she's staring up at you. Her hair is all, but even now she kind of, despite being on the ground, she still kind of looks a little regal, noble, is what she looks. She just has the features for it. She's looking at you, regarding you in very much the same way that this picture is looking at.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it. I just witnessed some chaos inside the house there, and I know that you take care of Annabelle, but I just need to know. I mean, what's going on? What is the party tonight?
You wish to know. You see her eyebrow kind of arc just a little bit as she holds out her hand. Help me up. I am always willing to explain the truth to people who seek it.
Well, I do seek the truth. Do I see any? Like, she was just glowing before, and I have an issue with those people with the lightning. Is she wearing gloves or anything like that? She's just she's got regular hands on.
She's wearing skin.
She's wearing skin. I will go and help her up.
As you take a hold of her hand, she's rather warm. Like you sense a lot of vitality in her. As you lift her up, helping her, very light, maybe, like I said, 80, 90 pounds. She's just like a bird type of person. As you do, she does have strength in her hand.
Why don't we
You
go
may
back
make
inside?
a sanity roll.
Oh, good job. Good job, me. All right. Doing that. That is, I have one success.
As for a moment, Simon, when you turn around, you see Nord. In this moment, he helps Lady Callie up and stares into her eyes. And there's just a transfixed moment as you might maybe walk up, Simon. Nord, staring into her eyes, she knows something. She knows something that can help you in an existential way. There's a hope in her eye. There's something that it's an answer, perhaps, or a clue to a question you didn't even know you were asking. A glimmer in as you gain a derangement. Whatever you would like. And she says, or does she think, or do you say, or perhaps the world says it. You, Nord, one of the chosen, have been marked for greatness. As Simon, you walk up and the moment breaks, Nord, you kind of perhaps shake your head. She's sitting there quietly smiling at you. It's a pleasant smile, like an accepting smile, like she could forgive anything of you. Action still on you two.
Well, I think we need to go figure out where these missing girls are, Simon. And Lady Callie, I'm hoping that maybe she can fill us in on what's happening.
Oh, she's going to fill us in. Where? And I'll be like, where do you have them?
She takes a big breath. As we move outside, Toni, what are you doing? You're in the route.
Yeah. Do I hear the other cop?
Nope. You can hear Karen. Well, yeah, you can hear Karen talking to the other cop. They're moving away, though. Perhaps down the street to Karen's house. Maybe something about taking a statement. You hear some radio chatter, but it's indistinguishable unless you bid and that kind of stuff.
Then I'm doing nothing.
You're hanging out in the boot.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I get up, they're going to see me.
You hear something coming up alongside the house. Quietly. A branch breaking here and there.
I look over.
Through the leaves. You poke your head around the house?
Oh, yeah.
As you poke your head around the house, you see Mariah jump as she's ambled up against the house, the wall. Toni! You doing
What?
in a bush?
Get over here right now.
As she scuttles over and easily fits in the pocket of this root. As she sits there, you feel her warmth. What is going on? There's so much fog back.
Yeah.
And I saw a light.
Well, I saw a cop run in there.
She looks up at you. You see fear in her eyes. Mom, speaking
She'll be all right.
Leah, you're descending the staircase. What are you doing?
I'm looking into the room. Like you said, it's pretty dark.
There are a few lights. Think Silence of the Lambs. They're Edison bulbs that are strung to the ceiling and along. There are also sconces that have literally torches in them, but they're not lit. The bulbs wink in and out. When they go out, it's completely dark in here. You're still on the staircase. You can see this wide, low-ceilinged corridor that's all stone. Like a looks like a big old hard drive that goes down into darkness. Think of like a mine, and as of yet, you have not seen where it ends because you're not down there on the floor.
Can I still hear Loretta Levon running away?
Distant. It's distant from you, but you do still hear her footfalls.
Well, since I can tell she's not slowing down to try and set up an ambush, so I will start increasing my pace.
Yep.
To catch
you
up
start
with her.
jogging, or you start like trying to run as best you can.
I will jog.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
Are
jog.
you bidding anything, or are you just going for it?
I will bid my gift bloody.
Yeah. As you power through stabbing pain of your broken ribs, and you can feel, the swelling already. You can taste some blood in your mouth. You know you're very injured. Maybe even the world swims, does like a couple somersaults or almost somersaults, and you have to actually brace yourself against the wall. You get about halfway down. At this point, you can see the end, and it's pretty basic. Although it's wild that this is underneath stuff. Maybe that dawns on you. Maybe it doesn't. Perhaps you're too focused. This corridor is 20 feet wide. It has beveled, or I should say rounded edges, on all four sides. It's almost like there's a little gutter or something running along the sides. Perhaps it's so that water will slide off and then drain because you are in a basement. Look up, everything's stone. It's rather expertly made, you might note. And out ahead, at this point, 50 feet. So this is running underneath the garden toward Bald Hill Cemetery. You see a wall, a large door. There's two sconces on either side, reinforced door. It's like a D, or something out of like what you've seen in, in the temple back home. Those ancient ways of building things. There's a metal bucket. It has bands around it, reinforced, next to the door. It could be a wastebasket of something, or something along those lines. You're not sure. But as you see it, you don't see Loretta Levon anywhere. You do see the door. The lights are still winking and such, sconces. And there you are. You didn't hear any door open or shut. It's dark on the edges. Someone could potentially be hiding. You can't really tell the edge on the left, the edge on the right, around the door. Remember, it's 20 feet. Perhaps there's some recesses, but you haven't seen or investigated. And you do hear something behind you in the stairway coming down. Action still on you.
I'll keep on moving, and I will, as I'm approaching the door, do I see any kind of like locking mechanism on the door?
Yeah. So in typical fashion, at this point, perhaps it's not surprising to you that it's one of those old school large locks. Like you could literally look through it with a big old skeleton key is what would fit. And there's a ring. Pull the door out. As you get close to the door, you do note on either side, either wall, perhaps that wall isn't as flat as it looks, and it could bend around into 2 small hallways, but they are completely dark, and you can't see the edges.
Leah will actually, hold the pistol out and sort of, considering that her elbows, messed up, she'll kind of, it's hard, like she'll aim the pistol by feel as opposed to aiming down the sights, and basically go to shoot the locking mechanism on the door.
Are you getting right up on the door?
No, she'll probably stay about 20, 30 feet back.
Okay, this would be a hard shot. So what do you bid to do it?
For this one, I will bid my nature, which is decisive.
All right, we're going to give it a threshold of 3, since you're shooting like Clint Eastwood in the dark, 30 feet away with a hurt arm from the hip.
There. Okay. So. And I will go ahead and, in that case, I will also bid, good cop. Sort of. We'll have a slightly different twist on the meaning of that for this one to activate Master of Arms.
I'll let it slide.
Okay, so that is 2 successes, so I have a total of 4 successes.
All right. Roll thy damage. And you'll get a +1 since you beat it by 1. As all of you hear blammo that echoes from within the house. But it is unmistakably another gunshot. And you're starting to get the timbre, the register of Leah's gun.
So that's a total of 6 damage.
And how many of those rounds do you have left?
I have... Let's see, at this point, I have 8 left.
Okay. I think you've shot it 3 times, and I think it has 6 in the cylinder. So you should have 3 more bullets in before you need to reload.
Yeah.
As boom, the bullet hits the lock, sparks a little bit of fire, like a Hollywood effect, which at this point you're expecting, perhaps. You hear the fell words whispering, Erishkagal, as that door seems to grow. A fire behind it. Maybe through the cracks, warmth. And the burning subsides. You see you've put a large hole, like a burn mark, in the door. But it hasn't been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Simon and Nord, actions on you.
Well, let's
Blam!
get her in. Okay, it sounds like Leah's shooting more people. I hope, Lady Callie, that you're not super close to. I'm guessing that is the death of your partner, Miss Levine or Levine. I don't know.
Her name is Levine.
Levine.
And I guarantee she's fine.
Oh,
As she quietly smiles and looks up at you because you're quite taller than she is. I believe.
Either way, I feel like you got a little bit of splaining to do. So why don't we go inside and maybe talk this through?
Oh, just tell us where the girls are so we can go save them now.
She takes a big breath and cocks her head slightly at you like a grandmother might, Simon. And what do you think is happening?
I've seen the sick photos of what you and your group are doing. It's murder for murder's sake. You claim it's a higher cause, but it's just because you guys get your jollies off.
I assure you, you have seen nothing. In comparison to what you could see.
I just want to see these girls safely returned. That's all I want to see.
She stands there in silence. You can tell she's injured. The door to the back opens. Turning, if you guys turn, you see as the fog is still rather thick, you see the silhouette of a man. A man holding a gun. Who's out there? Show yourselves. Detroit police. As a flashlight starts reflecting off the fog.
They're here for you, guys, Lady Callie.
You guys have not necessarily been seen.
Yeah, I mean, I presume it's foggy enough if he's looking around. I would like to bid. Can I bid something?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have anything to bid?
That's a good question. You do. You've gotten flares twice.
I have. Oh no, I definitely I use those for different things other than what I needed. I would like to. I would like to bid my motto. They must know, and see if I can coax a little bit more information about Lady Callie. Where did all this fog come from, Lady Callie? Is this you?
The fog is natural, my son. And she smiles. At the right time, it comes forth. And it will come forth. She kind of ominously says towards you, Simon.
Are you causing this rain? It's rained and rained and rained. Is that you and your group as well? Is that what you guys are doing?
She kind of chuckles. No, I cannot cause it to rain.
Is there a name? Do you worship a monster? Is this
Her face kind of screws up a little bit. Monster?
Or like I hear about this Ishgagal or whatever.
At the sound of the name Erishkagal, which you say aloud, she actually does arc an eyebrow and shifts her weight. She looks back, chin tilted upward, with a show of respect. It's hard to say if she's respecting you for being brazen or reckless. As thunder. You guys hear the name. It trembles the earth, perhaps, or doesn't. The fog moves. It's a seminal moment of disquiet. Actions on you.
Are you friends with the detectives? The guys with the blue gloves, is that you?
At this, as you sort of cannon fodder all these questions, just machine gun, looking for something, some kind of reaction. Throw down. It's be mind or wits.
Journalism coming out in him.
Yeah, no, it's true. You got to ask a lot of questions, especially if you've got a hostile witness, and I presume she's pretty hostile. So, and I didn't have the good cop.
She loves
questioning. Well, yeah, no, she's messed me up. That is 2 successes.
With 2 successes.
I did roll a 1 on one of the dice, though. Does that make a difference?
No, just so long as it's not
2. Okay.
With 2 successes, first, you gather naming Erishkagal was something she either respected or pitied you for doing. You wish to know many things, and I can show you all of them. If you allow to answer, she's looking back and forth between you two, to answer where our ray will be. I have a feeling you already know. Your friend, Leah, told us as much.
You broke up right when you said you stumbled on a word. Where who might be?
Leah.
Leah.
No, I think you said masquerade.
Oh, masquerade. I said soiree.
Soiree.
Soiree will be. Your friend Leah mentioned the location.
Well, we're not 100% sure, but we have some ideas. Do you have a ticket that we can go? Because I would like to go to this party.
She smiles. You are all invited.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. I am.
And she turns to you, Simon.
I'll bring a date.
And I think you'll find everything you're looking for tonight. There is a danger in her eyes. You know she's threatening you.
I'm going to shut all of this down.
I'm sure you will. Just like your friends do. Where it got him.
You talking about Hideaway?
She stares at you. Menacingly. Nord, you can actually see this. She talks to you with sort of like a dreamy voice. She's actually rather aggressive. She clearly dislikes Simon. Then again, he just football tackled her.
Sure, he did. And I don't blame you for disliking Simon. I've traveled the world to find, some mysticism that actually works. And
you will. She quickly moves up to you and puts her hand on your face, touching you.
I kind of step back as she puts her hand on my face.
As her hands almost cling for a second and move. Oh, you will. You will find everything.
But the sacrifice.
And wonders. Everyone makes a sacrifice. The police officer says, I said, show yourselves. I will shoot.
I'm going to push Lady Callie to heading towards the cop.
You do. She stumbles a little bit, but you don't push too hard, I don't think.
No, it's more so to get her moving. And
as you get close, the cop puts his gun down, seeing it's an old woman and you two. He quickly, because this is the 80s, doesn't shoot you.
Yeah.
I don't know. He lowers the gun.
Do I recognize the cop?
Perhaps you can bid. Lady Callie? Are these two men bothering you? As she smugly smiles at you, Simon.
She's into a lot more stuff than you think she's in.
Right. Well, we have... He just kind of stammers. Do you bid anything to know this guy? Because that will actually change how he reacts to you.
I'll bid my name, Simon Vincent, because I'm running out of stuff to bid. So that way he'll know me. He'll know me and know my name around the precinct or whatnot. Then I guess I'll know him too.
Yeah. His name is Detective Don Hill. Simon? What are you doing here? As he actually puts his gun away and ambles down the steps, he actually pauses for a second looking at the statue that has its head blown off. Lady Callie, are you all right? Who are you? He looks up at you, Nord. Tell me high or low, and Toni, will you roll me a d12?
High? Because it's Nord?
It is low.
Oh.
As he points at you, and then looks over at you, Simon. Are you working a case or something? Do you know who this guy is?
He's a journalist.
Yeah, he's a charlatan. He wouldn't say charlatan. He's a con. Has he? We got some. We got a call that something was going down here. Some breaking and entering.
Hey, hold on, man. That
you
is
shut
not
your
me.
mouth. You shut your mouth.
Can I bid something?
You're gonna be. Yeah, you can.
Can I do I would like to bid disguise and counterpoint, and to activate my ability of counterpoint. Because I change.
If you drop a pip, then we can say that you are disguised.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that I changed my look. The last time I got a new jacket out of my band.
That's true. So you don't need to drop the pip. So you bid disguised.
Yeah.
Throw down.
Okay.
And because this guy recognizes you, so you'll need the threshold of 1. So
is that a grace or a?
I could say you could make a case for
mind.
a lot of it.
Well, mine because I think it's mine because he's always he's kind of multiple personality man, so he's always kind of updating his.
Yep, throw it down. So threshold of 1.
And,
so if you get a clean success, you do it.
That is 2 successes.
Yep. So clean success. As he looks at you. Wait. I'm sorry. You looked exactly. My apologies, sir. What is your name? I'm gonna need everyone's. He looks at you, Simon. He's talking. I'm gonna need everyone's IDs.
It's marked.
The Butte. This is not the first time the Buttes have complained about this kind of. We're gonna have to bring everyone downtown. Okay, that's gonna have to happen.
I know who you were looking for. It was Gary Silver, and that dude is a total jerk. He popped my tire. I was on a story the other day.
We can get a report. Everyone come inside. We're gonna take care of this.
Absolutely.
Detective
we need to go ahead.
Do you know anything about the masquerade that's supposed to be happening this evening?
He kind of looks around. Masquerade what?
Okay. I'm on a case about some missing girls. Miss Callie here.
He rolls his eyes. Oh, it's you. Died away. Don't let that bumbling idiot get you tied up in that stuff, Simon.
I've seen the pictures of these girls.
Okay. Come on. Let's go inside. I gotta. Is it your Buick outside?
Yes, that's my call.
Okay, we're gonna have to impound it. Okay. A lot's going on, and these people, they've got a lot of money. I'm gonna have to get statements from all of you, anyone in the house. I have to bring you down. I think I can help you out, but it's gonna take all day.
Officer, I don't think you should be tying up Lady Callie like this. That's just. She is a busy. Look, she was out here in the fog and she fell down and she got hurt. And I really don't think. I think what we need to do is get her a little medical attention. And I would be happy to help her. And I'm sure that that Simon would help as well. I don't think we need to go through the rigmarole.
She'll get her medical attention. We will take good care of Lady Callie.
I did
all of you.
I did bid counterpoint.
Yeah, you did.
Which is an ability.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. I'm hearing it. Let's go on in the house. and
right.
we'll talk about it. Okay.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
He
I
actually
can.
he checks on Lady Callie just a second. Are you okay? And she, gives him a nod, noticing she's rather quiet. He actually gets over to the side to where you are, Simon. So what's going on? He's still talking to you, Nora, but what's going on, Simon? As he's ushering you guys in the house, where all the dead people are.
We are trying to figure out what's going on. Let me go to my car. I have a dossier with pictures of what these people have done to these
All right,
girls.
I want all of the evidence.
Did you guys find a body of a young girl in the streets last night? That was these people.
He kind of looks around, leans in. You know something about the fire as you guys go in the house? Unless you're
I
resisting
don't know
going in the
anything
house.
about the fire. I do let Lady Callie and the officer lead a little bit.
Yeah, the officer's behind you, getting you guys in the house.
Oh, I kind of like step off to the side, to kind of bumble around.
With your counterpoint and the sort of fast talking and stuff and everything that's going on, you're able to kind of get behind him, and as the door opens and they all go in, you are going to be last.
Okay.
So Simon, Lady Callie, cop are in the house.
I'm just outside behind him. I'll follow him in.
Okay. So what's the deal then? What's with the fire? Do you know who lit that fire?
I don't, but I know that it's involving these people. There were some.
You can bid or throw down.
There were
to
some
lie to him.
dirty cops. I'll bid bad cop.
Yeah. Yep. As you bid bad cop, bold-faced lying to him.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. As he kind of gets a little quiet, Nord, he speaks soft enough to where you can't hear unless you try to. He gets in your ear, Simon. Listen, there's a lot of big movers and shakers going on right now. There's going to be some changes, okay? You don't want to be involved in whatever that mix-up is between those guys. He kind of gives you a knowing look, even you don't necessarily know what he's talking about. Between those guys and the people who are really in charge. Whoever lit that fire, if you know anything, you can make a lot of friends. Okay, Simon? As he pats you on the back. You might even feel a little scuzzy as you bid bad cop. You can tell he's a bad cop.
Yeah.
As you walk into the living room and you see the commandant and the doctor sitting up in chairs. Blood is everywhere. Brain matter is everywhere. And they're sitting there having coffee. As the commandant looks up, his head is missing part of his head. As he smiles at you. As the doctor looking up, he's pale, like almost skeletal looking, like he'd been like completely bled out. As he moves, it kind of croaks. As he cheers you, Lady Callie turns, staring at you both, standing in the center of the room. The cop walks directly by all of this as though he doesn't see it. Steps in the brains, it squishes as he moves outside. Starts talking to his partner across the street. Sanity rolls. The threshold is 4.
Is that just the two of us?
Yep. You're the only two in there.
Yeah. All right. Ooh.
The maid, Vasquez, is coming down the stairs as this is happening. What'd you guys get?
I got 3, but can I bid an ability?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When plans go awry. So that gives me 5.
Yeah, nice. Clean success.
I only got 2.
You gonna do any goodness?
I can't.
Good.
Yeah, I'm.
All right.
Most
What's
of my
the
stuff
derangement
is
you take?
exhausted. Because this is the first one that I've got.
Yep.
So let's, I guess, go with ticks.
Super Jones followed us, by the way.
Nice. Hi, Super
Ticks.
Jones.
What box are you at?
Oh, I hadn't even picked a derangement.
Oh, you just got
yet.
it. Cool.
Yeah, this is the first derangement I've had to pick.
Simon, your ears ring. You feel that you can make up whatever tick it is. Perhaps you reach for the flask. Maybe your hands like tap. Maybe you get a twitch. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Whatever that is starts occurring. As you're looking around, your ears are ringing it almost like tinnitus. Like you can hear, but everything is starting to get muffled. You look over at Nord. Nord, this doesn't make you lose anything, but what's going on in Nord's head?
I think he's murdered someone recently, and so he's got that little bit of shock in there. And I think he's thinking about murdering someone else, like, right now.
Nord, you are looking around at these guys staring at you. These dead people sitting up, staring. Lady Callie staring at you with a greasy smile on her face. As your eye
Yeah.
catches Simon. Simon, what do you look like? Because you guys share a look.
I'm melding this into the reach 4 as my flaw.
Yeah.
So I'm going like towards where my flask is.
But it's empty. Oh, it's
and
so
then
empty.
and then remembering that it's empty. So that's kind of my tick, is to reach like this, I guess.
You see Nord. Nord, what do you look like? What does Simon see?
Nord might be reaching into his jacket to pull out the dirk.
You see him going for a weapon.
That Nord, that cop's a bad cop. So either way we go in this situation, it's not good to go with him.
Yeah,
Coming
but she's
down.
right here. She's right here.
Coming down the stairs is Vasquez. She goes to the cupboard. She walks right past you guys, rubbing her head. The maid. She goes to the cupboard, gets a broom and a dustpan, and starts cleaning up, shoveling the brain matter in the dustpan, putting it in a pail. Moving on.
I'm not sure what we should do, but I think we should find Leah.
The sound of water. She gets a mop, starts mopping around you guys.
And I'm going to step out back for a second. Splitting up the party. Maybe you should come with me. Why don't you come with me?
Is he still is the cop still standing
He's
in the doorway, or is he
he's in the
outside?
doorway? He's in the doorway. Okay. He's on the patio. Toni, you can see him. You and Mariah can see the cop as he's talking on his radio.
Yeah. Is he beckoning us to come and follow him?
Nope, not at all.
I didn't
Vasquez bumps in Nord. Excuse me. As she starts cleaning the blood around you. Both of you can make sanity rolls again as you're standing here witnessing this.
It's pretty stunning. I think we should get out of here.
Threshold is 5.
Right now.
as Lady Callie, her grin seems to go beyond the normal proportions of her face.
I feel like
She's just staring devilishly at you.
I am going to. Go ahead.
Did we get to bid anything for the sanity roll?
Nope, it's just a reaction.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. You can do ability proficiency just like normal.
I've only got 3.
I'm gonna
mark another derangement dog.
My demeanor, which is unsettling.
Yep.
And use the when plans go awry again.
Yep. So what you at?
Oh, you said 5 successes.
Oh yeah. Well, threshold 5.
And
so that means you need 6.
it means I need another one. And I'm gonna use a expression proficiency.
Yep.
Which I get flair.
Nice. Good.
And so I have 5 successes.
All right, you're at limbo.
Nord. No, wait, 4, 2, 4, 5. Yeah.
Nord, tinnitus, are ringing in your ears as you guys start hearing the chanting, the drone of the chant. And it's harder and harder to hear what's going on. Maybe it's getting hot in here. You can feel yourself sweating. Just cold sweat.
I am gonna bid my swagger, or actually period of life, which is hardened, and the Kobayashi Maru, and pull Simon out of the building with me.
As you start pulling Simon out of the building, Simon, do you resist?
No.
You hear the chanting grow louder and louder as the saturation in the room, the color starts weeping out, running like watercolors, like paint thinner down the walls, pooling in a dark burgundy blood color around the feet of Lady Callie and people as you're being pulled to the back of the house, and you hear the Erishkagal Malhala Revulu Vekas as you get outside and are able to breathe.
This can't be happening.
Out front.
Yeah.
Toni.
Weird.
The cop comes out. He's saying cop things. Mariah looks up. We got to get in there. She gets really close.
Go around the back. We go around the back.
Oh, it's just around back.
We
It's
can't go around the
fucking
front.
weird.
It's the only way.
Aren't the cops supposed to help people?
You don't want to know, but no.
All right, come on. Or you're the adult. You lead.
All right. And so we sneak around, attempt to sneak around back.
What do you bid?
I will bid movement.
That's a proficiency.
Oh.
What trait do you bid? I laugh at your proficiencies.
You just gave me the trait Frodo Baggins.
That's right, I did.
So I'm going to bid the trait Frodo Baggins.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. As you slip around the house and do the fish. As you move past the windows, you see several people in the main living room. One is the commandant standing, which is weird because you saw him get his head blown off. As he turns, you see the head blown off, this portion of his head. He doesn't see you, but you see him. you may make a sanity roll. The question is, does Mariah?
That's 2 successes.
So you need 4. You're going to drop an ability and or proficiency and or ninja gear.
I guess I'll drop a proficiency.
All right.
Expression.
All right, re-roll something and see what you get. Ticks to avoid Exodus scapularis, aka deer ticks.
So that puts me at 3 successes.
All right. Anything else? You got abilities that potentially could give you bonus successes. You got ninja gear that could give you extra dice.
I will bid. Oh. Hold on.
Yeah, everybody's sick right now.
Huh?
I said everybody's sick right now.
Sorry, I didn't mute it that
It's
time.
okay.
I will bid Vestige of the Godhead.
Ooh. Okay. And how many upgrades do you have on it?
1 upgrade.
Okay, so that gives you a 1 deal, but it actually raises your focus, or it allows you to fake that you have a luminescent soul instead of a burning soul. So threshold from 4 goes down to 3, so you're actually at limbo. You see this, Toni. Why is it that you don't go nuts?
Why is it that I don't go nuts? The reason that the reason that Toni does not go nuts from seeing this is because Toni realizes that there really is something out there. Maybe it's not benevolent. Maybe it's not the maybe it's not the person who's going to walk with me through my darkest hour. Maybe it's the person who causes my darkest hour. But nevertheless, there is something out there. And the seminary and that whole trajectory wasn't all for vain. Wasn't all in vain.
You will get a flaw. Something along those lines. It could be zealot. It could be ideologue. It could be believer. Whatever it is. Because this is a seminal moment where Toni realizes there is the supernatural. And this will be a flaw. Does Mariah see it or not? We'll do a fate roll. Unless you want to bid, Toni.
Now let's go up to fate.
All right, fate roll. So, who's false fortune? Who's fortune?
I'll be false.
I'll be fortune. Unless you want to do it, Leah?
Yeah, let's let Leah do this one.
Yeah, I'll bid for my daughter's life.
All right, so here are the stakes. False fortune. Mariah sees the boogeyman. Fortune, she doesn't. If she sees the boogeyman, then she gains a derangement.
Oh.
Becomes a weird kid.
You heard it a little
Weirder.
Weirder. All right, what'd you guys get?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
60. Oh, yeah. 60 beats 16.
All right. You guys gonna drop any proficiencies to reroll?
I'll use my one last one for violence.
I think violence could work, yeah. That works.
Well, I thought we decided that
no, it does.
Anything
Yeah.
works for
Yeah, anything works on the fate roll. I just think that it's funny to attribute it to it.
I rolled lower. Rolled.
What'd you get?
Lower.
What?
28.
I didn't roll that low. I have
Mariah it's like the slow mo. She's looking up. Da, 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 da,
I have
da.
a violence.
This
Actually,
dude's
I
brain
have
is
a
like-
movement.
eking out of his
proficiency?
head.
Can I use my movement proficiency
Yeah.
to move her head down?
Roll it. This is the second proficiency, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna cap it at 3.
I don't think we have that many at this point.
Everyone can spend.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that's not a good look.
No, it's fine. I got 21.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
20.
All right.
Are you kidding?
That?
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
All right, you got one more. One more roll if you guys want to do it.
who has a proficiency? Simon doesn't. Does Toni?
Yeah, I believe so. I have. Learning. I'll drop that.
Alright.
All right, last roll. See what happens. Got to warm that die up.
Yeah, warm it up. No, I'm gonna win this one.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
78.
Fuck. Yeah, you won. I got a 30.
Good.
Made us use a whole lot of proficiencies on that.
Toni, you steel yourself against the boogeyman. Turning away, you see Mariah in front of you, looking up in the window full blast. It's the scene where I believe it's Jack Nicholson in The Shining, just staring out at the snow. This dead look in her eyes, her forehead down, looking out at this dude. As she starts to giggle, an innocent 11-year-old going on 16 voice. As you scoop her up and move, she kind of chuckles. And in your ear, as you're moving down towards the back of the house, she said, he got hurt, didn't he? I didn't know that's what the inside of a head looked like.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse.
She looks at you for a moment. Really? Leah. The door seems to be groaning at you. What are you doing?
So you said, is it still on fire or is it not on fire?
Oh, it's just light from it and warmth.
Okay. So Leah will back up an extra like 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, actually, no. She'll stay where she is, and she'll take the bag of flour in her hand, and she's going to toss it, at the door, trying to get it basically right at the base of the door.
Yep, you can do that.
And then she'll take out her regular 38 pistol and shoot the bag of flour.
I figured that's what you were gonna do. All right, what do you bid?
Which that one I'll just bid oh, well, I'll save this one for when I okay. So this one I will bid my Flaw Cruel.
You're gonna bid your what?
My Flaw Cruel.
Oh, cruel, nice. Yeah, as you shoot, throw down. To hit this bag of flour, it's not difficult, but you're shooting, from the hip still.
At this point, I've switched hands, so I'm actually aiming down.
Okay. So threshold is 1.
And I got 2, so.
Roll thy damage, and you'll add 1 to it since you beat it by 1.
So that's total 7 damage.
As you shoot the bag of flour, 20 pounds of flour with the 38 special, it erupts into a fireball.
Oh no. So what would happen is the bag of flour wouldn't initially erupt into a fireball. What'll happen is the bag of flour will explode and create a big dust cloud of flour.
So a big fireball.
Fair enough.
And flour exploding everywhere. As the door with 7 damage, the door buckles. You see splinters explode out, and there is a large crack in the door. It's still on the hinges. The lock is still in place, but the door is compromised. With some kicking and squeezing, you could easily get through it. That said, in this echo chamber that you're in, you shot a 38 and exploded a 20-pound bag of flour. As you can't hear anything. It's like daggers in both of your ears. Like, your head's swimming for a second. You feel the darkness moving. Maybe even like you take a knee for a moment. Lights flicker, go out for a second. In that second, the only light other than the cinders from the explosion, you can see through the door, the crack in it, and there's a sullen, angry red, almost like lava, within a large room in there. You can't see much of the details at all. But it looks like multiple points and perhaps people are in there. What do you do?
How big is the crack?
3 or 4 inches.
That's enough.
But the door is cracked. The door is cracked enough to where you could push your way through. It just takes some doing.
So you said Leah thinks she hears some people in there?
You think you might see some people.
Okay. So what Leah will do first, before she tries to break down the door, is she'll actually stick the muzzle of the pistol she has in her hand through the crack.
So you walk up to the door. Okay, because you were like about 30 feet away. As you are starting to go to the door, and this is where you get somewhat railroaded. Leah being dead focused on this, you get to the door. You get the muzzle of the gun inside. And that's when your spidey senses finally do go off. And you realize the person who's been behind you this entire time, walking up behind you, that you've been ignoring, is directly behind you. What do you do?
Leah will do a a side roll to the right. Basically taking all the damage on her good arm, or taking the roll on her good arm, and then popping up in like a in a one legged.
What do you bid? And the threshold will be. Second, and I'll tell you. So you need a bid and throw down.
So the bid is cloak and dagger.
Nice. Oh, my notes. Come on, notes. So the threshold for this, Simon, will you roll me a d10? Nord, will you roll me a d10?
20.
20?
Sorry, 2.
How did you do that?
It was because I rolled the d10. I rolled the d10. That's the d100 die.
Nice. I only got a 6.
All right. Threshold is 4 on this. Bidding cloak and dagger,
Okay,
Leah.
so
You leap. You do the roll. You're popping up. We'll see if you get hit as well.
So I got 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bid my flaw bloodthirsty to activate master at arms to get the extra 2 successes. That's 5 successes total.
Yep. As you feel the whiff in the air and smell brine, seawater. You can feel something scrape maybe your shoulder and the back of your head as you fly through the air, and a chunk of your hair is just ripped out. As you roll, you can feel a little bit of the blood as there's like a chunk of hair missing. And you look up with the gun, all Indiana Jones style, and you see standing before you this hulking beast with scales, with seawater pouring off of it, with bulbous eyes, cloaked in shadow. This horrible maw, and what's even more awful, claws and all these things, the teeth, is it looks somewhat humanoid. There's a human face that's been stretched into this thing standing before you. As it begins to advance, you need to make a sanity roll. Also, roll damage because you got, I'm assuming you're shooting. 4 successes do allow you to hit it.
Okay, yes. I will do that. I'll roll the sanity real quick.
Yep.
And I got 3 successes on the sanity.
Okay, you are going to tick off a derangement unless you want to get more goodness. Threshold on this is 5 for the sanity.
Nah, I'll just take the derangement.
All right, you take a derangement.
As for the damage...
And mind you are using your 38.
Yes.
Right, as in not the fancy bullets.
Correct. As for the damage, that's a 7.
Unless you want to spend a pip or something to somehow put in a fancy bullet. Like a lucky bullet.
That.
I mean, it's up to you. I would do it.
No, we'll do that. We'll do that.
All right. So how much damage?
So that'd be a total of I'm not gonna worry about re-rolling it, but I'll add the extra 2 to it, so that's a total of 9.
You guys hear a gunshot. Boom! As this bullet slams into this thing, it stumbles forward. What is the derangement you took?
Ticks.
What's the tick? Twitchy fingers.
Yeah, but not twitchy fingers. Like Leah would probably start like tapping on the ground with her free hand, like just sort of
just shaking,
almost scratching it, but like more just like tapping the ground really hard. Or her leg.
How many boxes do you have?
3.
You grab the ground with your fingernails as 3 of your fingernails just rip off. You don't feel it. As you shoot this thing directly in the chest, it groans. Its eyes turning this bluish, angry teal. As it stumbles back a second, you see the cinders glowing within it as it steps forward and comes down to crush your head. This is a reaction roll. Grace or Brawn if you want to attempt to, block.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Grace. Yeah.
Toni, roll me a d10. Simon, will you roll me a d10?
So that's one success.
It's going to be more than that, so you're aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a 1? Is it one success or just one?
It's just a 1.
No, one
Yep.
success.
And Toni, what'd you get on the die?
7.
Okay, so the threshold on this is 4. Technically, it's 5 because you've already once.
Yeah, I don't have anything. So
You
that's
got breath.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess I could do breath. Yeah.
Not saying you want to. I'm just saying you got it.
Yeah, that's the only option I really have. So.
All right, Nord, roll me a d10. This is the claws and maw. Are you doing breath?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at limbo. What'd you get on the claws and maw? That's actually a very good move.
Something terrible. I rolled a 10.
Oh my. All right, so that's 11 because it's d10 plus 1. We half that, so 6. Leah,
Well,
this thing comes down as you hear it moan and say something in garbled English, and you realize something horrible. It is a human. It's Cloyce.
Oh, cool.
As it rakes go on.
Well, yeah, as I say, with 6 damage, there's no way to split it to where I don't have a 0 in either wounds or sanity. So.
Oh, I know. As it comes down and says, in a garbled voice, "It's okay. You will live again." And all goes black. That's where we're going to take a bit of a break. Everybody use the bathroom, get your coffee and such. Leah, how many breath do you have?
3.
Okay. You will burn 1. Your maximum breath is at 3 now. It is not at 4, it is at 3. But the good thing is you had 3 breath, so you're at 3 breath. Like you don't drop down 1.